Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today. I'm making a video this week helping a few people that ask me questions generally about what do we do after narcissistic abuse. I wanted to just help out a little bit. I've done this before. I've given different kind of outlines and tons of suggestions. I mean, I have 550 videos around there about this, about recovering from narcissistic abuse. Even the videos I make about narcissists is to understand. So, let me read the questions first. I got one from Tanita in Florida. Tanita asked, David, how do I fill a void within my soul after so many years of narcissistic abuse? Well, Tanita, don't do the same thing. So we compromised ourselves. Now, I'm going to go over an outline when I'm all done here after I read them all. But I just individually, just a little bit for Tanita. How do you fill the void within your soul after so many years of narcissistic abuse? So a void comes, if we have somebody in our life, an abuser, and they took up space and time in our life, and now they're gone, that void, we need to replace that with something else. I say prisoners go to prison that are drug addicts, and they can't do drugs anymore, so they work out every day. At least they're adding something to their life. They're adding some space and time into that void of space and time. But the biggest thing to understand, Tanita, is that you lost yourself. So who Tanita is, right? Whatever you believe, who you are, you didn't show that in this relationship. You compromised who you are. And so now you got to make sure that the choices you make say who Tanita is. Okay? That might be a little difficult to understand. Keep watching my videos and maybe you'll get that. And like I said, after I read these, I'll give better explanation. Sam from Australia. Hello, Sam. I love your videos. Thank you. I noticed you said to someone to keep talking about it till it doesn't hurt anymore. My shrink, or anyone I tell, tells me to stop. I need to move forward and stop giving it energy. Well, we always be careful what people tell you to do. I think people should care more about how you feel. That's just me. But what these people are telling you to do is to neglect your emotions. It hurts, doesn't it, Sam? It hurts. That's why you're talking about it. That's good. Talk about it. Talk. Doesn't it feel better a little bit? Don't you feel better than you did a while ago? If you ignore this stuff, if you ignore your emotions, you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm sorry that your shrink, or I like to call them that, but your therapist or counselor tells you that. Okay, I'm not going to challenge them, but what I'm going to say is if this person you feel isn't serving you anymore, then go find someone else. Find another one. Especially, I mean, your therapist tells you not to talk about it anymore, then what the hell do you need them for? What else are they doing for you? I don't know what two people do in an office together besides talk. So if you can't talk about that, what are you allowed to talk about? Something that doesn't hurt? Because that better suits the therapist. You're being taught to neglect your emotions. That's how you got here. Shelly from California, I'm really struggling. I moved in with my parents to get away from the narcissist relationship I was in. But I also need to get away from my mother. Anxiety and depression are bad. And I need counseling. Any advice? Give yourself what you just said you need. Counseling. Why not? You said, I need counseling, any advice. Perfect, right there. You already know what you need, and go do it. Get help. Please, people. Get help. If we need help with something, we can't do it by ourselves, or it's too difficult, it's too hard, it takes too long, have someone help you. Why not? Therapists and shit, they're just talking to you. They're telling you some information. They're just listening. I don't understand this stigma. It's horrible. There's something wrong with you. You're so messed up to go to counseling or something. Shelly, give yourself what you just said you need, please. So, and I get it. Look, man, we're really changing. We're making huge changes in our lives, right? Our lives have become very unmanageable, maybe, and we don't feel good at all. We don't know what to do. I get all this, guys. And so this doesn't happen overnight. There's not a quick fix. This week I recommended a hormone for you guys to take. That's not going to do it all. And it doesn't happen right away. It's not about the right person helping you. It's not about the right exercise, food. It's all of it. It's all of it. And it's got to take some time. So you got to do what you got to do now, Shelley. There's some people that can't leave their husbands or wives that are abusing them quite yet. And so they got to learn how to cope. We say gray rock, right? Don't react. Try to let it bounce off of you. Can't do that forever, but hopefully it'll help you get out of there. But you need a plan, Shelley. You need to stay focused. And the best way to do it is have somebody else there with you do that for you and help you. Your self-worth is so low, you're not going to stick to things like that maybe all on your own. Your self-esteem is so low, you may not try. Take him back, not leave them, you know. So you're doing what you can, one step at a time. You know, you found some safety. I think you're probably right. I think maybe your mom doesn't abuse you as much as your husband. And so you got away from your husband, and now your mom's going to abuse you again. Well, now you got to get out of that, right? We got to stay focused and positive and optimistic. And other people there with you will help you do that, okay? It's really hard to do that when you're depressed and anxious, isn't it? To stay optimistic and positive. Good luck, people, to constantly do that yourself. I've done it. I've tried, and it's just, man. Cheyenne from Virginia. Hello, Cheyenne. How do we overcome the despair? 6 months, and my 3-year-old and I had to leave our house, and she asks, when could we go home? The transition has been very difficult for both of you. I also have a toxic mother and no one to turn to. I'm truly in a nightmare and don't feel like fighting anymore. I'm sorry. How would I go about finding some middle ground of feeling happy and being able to be a better mother? Focus on self. Focus on you. You want to be a better mother, so we start focusing on the children, don't we? Focus on you. You need to be healthy. Healthy. Happiness will come. Happiness is short-lived emotions, okay? You need to be healthy. And that's learning how to meet your emotional needs, okay? So you can teach your child. It's crucial. You don't know how to meet your emotional needs if you're in an abusive relationship, especially married to him, and you have a child with him. If you don't learn how to meet your emotional needs right now, you cannot teach your child. Okay? Learn how to meet your emotional needs. So, I'm going to go over a little, just 5 things, okay? After narcissistic abuse, we need safety. The abuse has to stop. We want to heal from a fire. We got to get away from it, out of it. I have tons of people that are living with their parents, getting abused like crazy, and they want me to help them. And it's real hard to sit there and try to start talking about all the things that help. That basically what I do is I get my clients to start feeling again. But if you're with your abuser, you don't want to do that. You want to shut off your feelings. You can't sit there and try to process all the emotions while you're with an abuser. Nobody can do this stuff. Get safety. Get away from the fire. Stop being burnt. We need to be safe. We need to start processing emotions. All the things you're experiencing right now, all the emotions, let it come through your body and start expressing them. Best way is to talk with a professional that knows how to help you. Not your friend, not your sister, not your dad. These things get too much for them. It's too intense. And they're not professionals. They don't know how to help you. And they may be the very people that got you here. Mom and dad. Understand your experience. With this experience comes shame and guilt. The reason you got into these relationships is shame. So we have to understand. Shame is misunderstood pain. The second we start understanding it, it starts feeling better. Somebody has been treating us badly, so we think we're a bad person until we understand what's wrong with that person. That's why I talk about narcissism and narcissists and borderlines and sociopaths. Try to tell you all about them, what they're thinking, so that you can say, oh, okay, it wasn't me. It wasn't because I'm not good enough. It wasn't because I'm so stupid or ugly. It wasn't because I'm a bad person. Oh, okay. They treat everybody like this. And the second you think that they move on to another relationship with someone else and now they're happy, you feel horrible, right? Oh, God. We have to understand everything that happened, okay? And then we start going backwards into our childhood because we need to know our void. We need to start learning what we never learned in childhood. Our parents didn't teach us, so we're making mistakes. And we're not learning from these mistakes. We need to learn from mistakes to not do them again, but we're not learning. We're repeating mistakes. This is never the first time this happened, guys. Not by the time you start looking for help and looking for my videos and coming to me and asking me questions and hiring me. It's not the first time. It's not one time. You're making these mistakes over and over and over again because you aren't learning. And these are things that we learned in childhood. That's why it's very specific who us victims are. And that's why you go and tell people that aren't victims and they don't understand. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Because they learn these things beginning as a little child. And we failed to learn because our parents didn't teach us. Because they didn't know. And it's a cycle we need to break. We need to understand our childhood. We need to see the big picture. And then we need to start learning what we didn't learn. We need to learn who we are. We need to start expressing who we are. We need to start forming boundaries and learn how to protect ourselves. Okay? And that's when we learn these things, then we execute them. That's it, in a nutshell. Okay? I hope this helps. Find safety, start processing emotion, understand your experience, learn what you never learned from in your childhood and why this happened. Start learning and then execute what you learn, okay? I hope that helps, guys. But like anything, man, we're not meant to do everything alone in this world. We're the most social animals ever. We are so social. That means we absolutely need society. Everybody. We need each other. We're here for each other. Not to depend on everything, but to rely. We're getting so complex as a society. We can't know everything about everything. That's why we have people that help us with our cars. Like cars is such a good example. I use cars all the time. Cars are getting so complex these days. The computers in your cars are so much more advanced than the computers in your office and at home. And good luck trying to learn that. You know, 50 years ago, we could all change our own oil and stuff like this. And I'm not saying you can't change your own oil, but there's more things we could do, you know. I remember when I was 16, I opened my hood, I could at least figure some things out. Today, no. If you can't get help from a mechanic, then you better start studying diagnostic books and stuff right now. You better know how to, you know, perform surgery. You better know how to, do all these things in the world. We don't. We need help. People help us, okay? People hurt us. People help us. This is a social problem. I hope it helps. Thanks, guys. Keep asking me questions, okay? Learn, understand. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. Bye.